Shalom Dammit! This is Rabbi Sol Solomon with a Rabbinical Reflection for the week of July 6th, 2014. This is for all the Israel bashers, Palestinian apologists, Muslim excuse makers, and other misinformed idiots of the world. Israel is mad as hell, and they're not going to take it anymore. Nor should they. You want to talk peace? You want to talk statehood? You want to talk dismantling settlements? Go ahead. Press your lips to your asshole and talk all you want. Meanwhile, Israel is going to open a can of whoop-ass on Hamas, and it's long overdue. What's the latest abomination? 3 teenagers, 19, 16, and 16, were hitchhiking in Israel. They were kidnapped, they were brought to the West Bank, which, I remind everyone, is also a part of Israel. At some point over the last 2 weeks, they were murdered there in cold blood, and the bodies were found on Monday in a shallow grave. These young people were not spies, they were not terrorists, they were not rabble-rousers, and, judging by their outcome, they were not great judges of character either. Hamas was founded in 1987 as an offshoot of the so-called Islamic Brotherhood. Their goal was to push Israel into the sea, not just take over the West Bank and Gaza, but the whole country. The Palestinians could then turn back into a prehistoric sand pile. For a while, Hamas made believe it was interested in negotiating. Maybe there could be a 2-state solution. Maybe Israel could push back to its pre-1967 borders and tolerate the occasional Scud missile and exploding restaurant just for old time's sake. But just this year, Abu Marzouk, the deputy chairman of Hamas, told an Arab newspaper, quote, "Hamas will not recognize Israel. This is a red line that cannot be crossed," unquote. That's okay, Abu baby. Israel recognizes you and your cohorts, and when they see you, they'll put a bullet in your head. How many times, how many years have I spent saying that radical Islam is a scourge, that these Arab countries cannot be trusted, and that Israel has a right to defend herself by any and all means possible, including tickle torture and episodes of Teen Mom. If the Palestinians want to live somewhere, let them knock on the doors of Jordan, Syria, Lebanon, Kuwait. We'll see how welcoming their Arab neighbors are to these tired, huddled masses yearning to move out of democracy and into Sharia law. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said Hamas will pay for its killing. These boys, he said, were kidnapped and murdered in cold blood by animals. That's his word, not mine. Well, and mine. Animals. And may the punishment not only fit the crime, but outscale the crime by 3,000 to 1. 1,000 times the pain for each of the 3 innocents murdered by people who use Muhammad as a weapon and Allah as an excuse. Meanwhile, Israel needs to build more settlements in the territories, not take them down. Build more. Because we won that land rightfully and righteously in wars brought upon us by the children of Hagar. And I don't mean Hagar the horrible. He's a Viking and really not that horrible. His wife's a little unpleasant, but even she and he together are not comparable to the lawless, soulless, terrorist slime that squats on 98% of the Middle East. But I will say this for the other 2%. It's being reported that some Palestinians, and even the Palestinian Authority, helped out during the 2 weeks of searching for these missing boys. There was actual cooperation during the rather beautifully named Operation Brother's Keeper. Certainly, gratitude and good wishes go to everyone, whatever their background, who tried to lend a hand. But, of course, Arabs being Arabs, after a few days of house-to-house searches and bad traffic and inconvenience, the rank and file turned to rebellion and violence and wishing the Israelis dead. Well, back at you, towelheads. Let the rockets fly, let the roundups begin, let the falafel balls fall where they may. In the book of Deuteronomy, God says, "Vengeance is mine, I will repay." Get ready, Hamas, 'cause payback's a bitch. This has been a Rabbinical Reflection from Rabbi Sol Solomon, Temple Sons of Bitches in Great Neck, New York.